Alright guys, so this time we're just going to go through a full body rotation routine just to kind of loosen up the joints. So we're going to start from the top, work our way down, okay? So we're starting at the neck first. So creating tension all the way from our feet, we're going to root ourselves into the ground. Legs are going to be tight, so I'm flexing my quads, squeezing my butt. Abs are going to be tight as well. Arms are going to be by my side. I'm going to reach my arms to the floor to create tension through my arms and my shoulders. So from here, going neck first, so chin down to the chest, going into that cervical flexion. Low as we can, we're going to drag chin across our chest, keeping our head down, opening up once we get to the shoulder. Head should be upright. From here, drawing a big circle, so head's going back, chin up towards the ceiling, high as we can, keeping that circle as large as we can, down to our other shoulder. Chin down to the chest, rolling across. Head back up. Same thing going the other direction. So flexing, chin down to the chest. Head turning around, dragging that chin around our chest to our right shoulder. Make that circle large as we can. Back to the chest. One more time on each direction. So down to the chest. Make sure we take our time with this. We're not rushing through it. Good, nice work. Back to the middle. Next, we're going to work scapula. So we're going to bring our arms out to the side. Think about a 45-degree angle from your midline. So from here, thinking about the shoulder. So I'm going to make a fist. You can either do open hands. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. So the first action of this one, I'm going to shrug my shoulders up high as I can. Reach my hands to the walls, out to the sides. Bring my shoulders down like I'm trying to tuck them in my back pocket. Then retract my shoulder blades like I'm trying to squeeze a penny between my shoulders. Shrug, reach out, bring it down, retract one more time, shrug, reach out, bring the shoulders down, retract. Now we're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. So shoulders are down and back. I'm going to reach, keeping my shoulders down, out to the walls, then I'm going to shrug, shoulders still out, then retracting. Drawing that circle, bring them down. I'm not letting any other joint bend, so my elbows aren't going to bend. I'm keeping those straight. Retract, shrug, bring them down. Still making those circles. We're going to go one more time. Reach out, keeping those shoulders down. Shrug, retract, and then back down to neutral. Nice. Next, we're going with shoulders. So this one we're going to do one at a time. So from here, going to make a fist. Go into flexion, bringing that arm up as high as we can. Once I hit the point where I can't go anymore, I'm going to internally rotate, thinking about turning that bicep around, not turning any other part of the arm. Once I'm internally rotate as much as I can go, I continue that circle around, making sure I'm not rotating my torso, only moving from the shoulder. Every time I hit a block, I'm going to continue to internally rotate, okay? Rotating around, drawing a huge circle, hands should end, hands should be facing the opposite direction as to where we started. So if I had my thumb out, my thumb would be pointing to the wall behind me as opposed to pointing to the wall in front of me. So from here, going backwards now, keeping that shoulder nice and packed in, going to extend towards the wall behind me, externally rotate, turning my bicep, going around in that circle, back overhead, bring it down. So one more time on this side, I'm going around, internally rotating as much as I can, continue to rotate every time I feel myself start to hit a block. Going back, externally rotating now, making that circle as large as I can. Good. Same thing on the other side now. So I reach up, rotating that bicep around as much as I can. Continue to make that circle. Every time I hit a block, I just automatically rotate. Good. Remember, if we feel any pain or discomfort while doing this, just back off the range that we're going on. You're probably in too deep of a range of motion that you don't have yet. Externally rotating on the way back. Every time I hit a block, I just continue to rotate. Back around till I'm overhead. To extension. Last one on this side. Here. Rotate around. Continue to make that circle large as I can. Back down to my side. Going the other way. Same thing. Good. Next one, we're going to go with T-spine rotations. So in this one, we want to make sure that we don't get any rotation from the hip. I'm not swaying from side to side. So, let me just demo this from the side here. We're going to go arms around ourselves. So we want to hug ourselves to kind of lock these joints in. I'm going to squeeze my butt. I like to go with a slightly bent knee position. It just feels a little bit more comfortable to me. If you want to go leg straight, you can. It's fine. So from here, what I'm going to do, same with the neck. I'm going to round myself forward. I'm only moving at my thoracic spine. My low back is not moving at all. So here, down in flexion, I'm going to roll myself to the side. So I'm getting some rotation here. Then I'm going to start to extend back, complete that rotation. So I'm trying to draw a huge circle around as I go into extension. Then from here, rolling back into flexion, and then up, okay? So again, rolling down, going into flexion, to the side, lateral flexion, going into extension, trying to make a huge circle around. Good. Goal is to not get any motion anywhere else, okay? One more time on each side. Deflection. Good. Nice job. Next thing we're going to go to is the hip. So we're going to do this standing. If you have a wall near you, you can use that. I'm just going to use 2 PVC pipes. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter which one you use. Goal for this is just drive yourself into the ground. Drive these into the ground just for more balance, and it'll help to create more tension. All right, so standing. What we're doing first, I'm going to start with my left leg. So I'm going to go up into flexion at the hip, trying to bring that up as much as I can without getting any type of hip shift or any sway from side to side. If you feel yourself doing that, just back off the range of motion. From here into flexion, then I'm going to abduct, bring that out to the side. Good. Now, pretending my knee is a fulcrum, I'm going to rotate around my knee. So I'm here, I rotate. Once I hit a point that I can't go anymore, I'm going to continue to extend at the hip, rotate a little bit more, extend, and bring it back down to my midline. From here, I'm going the opposite direction. I want to make sure I keep my knee in flexion. I don't want to extend my knee at all. So from here, I'm going to extension at the hip, abduct out to the side. Once I hit that point I can't go anymore, I'm going to rotate around the knee, trying to keep my hips squared forward, back to midline. Okay, same thing. Now we're going to go to the other side. Knee up into flexion, abduct out to the side. If you feel like you're swaying, just back off how far you've gone into it. Just begin to rotate. Extend my hip. Once I hit that in range, continue to rotate as I come around. Back to midline. Same thing going backwards. Extend to the wall behind me. Abduct out. Keeping my hips squared forward. I'm going to rotate around the knee. Bringing that foot around. Here. Good. One more time on each side. I'm up. Extend. Good. Rotate. Bring it around. Bring it around. Flatten out. Extend the hip. Out to the side. Begin to rotate. down, here up, out to the side, rotate, extend, continue to rotate. Make sure we take our time on this. We don't want to rush through these rotations. Extend to the hip, out to the side, begin to rotate, back to the middle, and then down. Nice job. Done with these. Next, going to the floor, we're just going to work the spine now. So just getting the spine to move, just going to go into flexion and extension, or if you've ever done yoga, you're probably familiar with this. So from here, we're just going to start close to our butt, so we're going to go into flexion. So we're going to round the back as much as we can, okay? Flexion is this. So here, we're going to start. Goal is to try to go by each vertebrae. So we're just here, we're going to roll up the rest of the spine, taking our time. Chin goes down into our chest for cervical flexion. Now we're going to go into extension. So we're going to lift, tailbone into the air, keeping the rest of the spine rounded, kind of working our way up that line until we go full extension. One more time. That is the last thing to go down. Come up. Good. Next. Sitting on the ground, we're going to go with our knee rotation. So, despite what a lot of people believe, the knee should rotate. So, we're getting rotation here. From the side, you'll see my foot start to turn as my tibia rotates, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to lock the rest of the leg in. Arm comes up around, almost like you're putting your leg in a headlock. So from here, you can either lift your foot up off the ground or you can keep it grounded. It's up to you. So from here, I'm going to start neutral, go into dorsiflexion, so I'm trying to bring my toes up towards the ceiling. From here, I'm going to externally rotate, extend the knee up a little bit, good. Bring it down to the floor. Internally rotate much as I can, making sure I'm rotating from the tibia, not the ankle. Extend the knee. Some of you may feel a little blocked, but you won't be able to get as high, that's okay. Bring it down. One more time, externally rotate, extend, bring it up, back down, internally rotate, same exact thing. Up, bring it down, good. Same thing on the other side. Start here, put that lock around the rest of our body. From here, I'm going to start neutral, go into dorsiflexion. I'm going to externally rotate the tibia, extend up, bring it back down, internally rotate, extend up, bring it back down, externally rotate, up, down. I'm trying to keep my tibia in that position when I go into those rotations. Good. Nice job. Last thing we're going to do, ankle. So, again, we know that the tibia rotates. We don't want to bring that into this motion, so we want to actually lock that in with both hands. I like to bring my foot a little bit off the ground for this one. So from here, letting that foot hover, we're going to start in dorsiflexion. We're going to invert. Good. Then we go into plantar flexion, so pointing our toes toward the ground. Still in inversion. Then evert. Go into flexion. So we're basically just drawing a large circle with our foot. Good. Same thing in the other direction. Good. If you feel your toes are coming into it, that is perfectly okay. Good. Same thing to the other side. Making that big circle, so we start in plantar flex and dorsiflexion, sorry. Then we invert, plantar flex, pointing our toe towards the ground. Evert, keep drawing that big circle. You might hear some cracking or feel some clicking. That's okay as long as it's no pain. Good. Same thing going to the other direction. Good. Nice job.